शुरू करते Good morning, everyone. I'm Aditi Nival, and I am here to speak on the topic Indian education system and the reforms that are required in it. So, there are some golden words that are given by various leaders. Some of them is education is the most powerful weapon which can be used to change the world. This is the statement which was given by Sir Nelson Mandela. Now, before I straight up jump onto the reform, I would like to talk a bit about how Indian education system evolved with time. So, talking about the Indian education system, it is one of the oldest systems. So, we had Gurukul system which focused on the holistic development of the children. And we also had university like Takshila and Nalanda, which attracted various scholars around the world. So these scholars basically taught us the subjects like physics, astronomy, medicines, philosophy, and many more. Then after independence, education served as a keystone for nation building. The University Education Commission, which came into being in the year 1948, it was chaired by S. Radhakrishna, Dr. S. Radhakrishna, and as the name suggests, it worked on higher education system. Later came the reform secondary education system, which came into in the year 1952. It was changed by Dr. Lakshman Swamy, and it focused on the reforms for secondary education system. But the turning point came when we faced the Kothari Commission in the year 1964. It gave various reforms like to introduce common school system, to have three language formula, investing 6% of our GDP into education sector, and also to give equal opportunity of education to all the children. Now, based on these reforms, India for the first time introduced its national education policy in the year 1968. So, this education policy primarily focused on national integration, science education, and also gave the three language formula as suggested in the previous policy. Later came the National Education Policy 1986, which was later revised in 1992. It focused on involvement of women in education, talked about teacher training, and for the first time gave the concept of Operation Blackboard. Now, what is it, Operation Blackboard? It was about having at least two teachers in a school and at least two classes in a primary school. Later came the Right to Education Act in 2009. It provided for free and compulsory education to all the children who aged between age 6 to age 14. Now, the most important reform, the recent reform we can say, that came under the National Education Policy 2020. Now, it also gave for the first time the concept of APAR ID and also exchanged the already existing system that was of 10 plus 2 system with the 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4 system. Now, you all be wondering, Aditi, what is this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? It is nothing complex. It is just about the schooling years were divided among various stages. Now, the stages was preparatory stages. Sorry, first was foundational stages, then preparatory stages, then middle stage, and then secondary stage. Now, with there was the emphasis on the students for critical thinking, play-based activity, and also focus on multidisciplinary education. Now, seeing this reform, would you all think that all problems in our education system has been solved? No, unfortunately, no. We still face issues like school still focuses on memorization, rote learning, instead of making students understand and critically think. And we also have issues like teacher shortages. We have digital divide. We have ill mental health of students, and also the coaching culture. But are we really not going to attend the elephant in the room? The paper leak. Yes. Now, students, just imagine you're preparing for a government examination. Let it be UPSC, SSC, CUET, NET, or any other paper. You're giving your good 2 to 3 years dedicating to that paper, and you're just giving up your valuable time that you could spend with your family and also your loved ones and all the festivals that you could enjoy with them. But at the day you're giving that paper, your examination paper, you're listening what? You're listening that the paper has been leaked, the paper has been cancelled. It's not that the paper has been cancelled. It's your dream, your time, your hard work, and your trust in the system that got cancelled. So, realizing the seriousness of this issue, our government introduced the Public Examination Prevention of Unfair Means Amendment Bill 2026. It's already passed in the Lok Sabha, and it also builds up on the already existing 2024 Act. So, it provides for stricter punishment, faster investigation, setup of special fast track courts, time bound disposal of cases, and stronger accountability. Now, this bill also mentioned that if any individual is found to be involved in paper leak, he or she shall be imprisoned for 5 to 10 years with a fine of 50 lakh rupees. Government has also constituted a committee, a high-level committee for education reform. It will be led by Mr. Nandan Nilekani. Who's he? He is the co-founder of Infosys and the former chairman of UIDAI. Government has asked this committee to recommend some reforms for making the examination center more trustworthy, more secure, more leak-proof, so students can trust it more. Right? Now, these were the steps that were taken by the government at the personal individual level. Even I have some suggestion to improve the education system. Now, in my view, education should not only focus on degree makers. It should more focus on making responsible citizens, innovators, ethical leaders, and ethical leaders, and also entrepreneurs. Now, school should not focus more on memorization and rote learning, but instead it should focus on making the students think critically and making them understand the concept. Now, technologies like artificial intelligence, coding, environmental concern should be in the curriculum of students at a very early stage. And when the government is conducting the examination, it should make its examination more secure by using the technologies like AI, encrypted digital system using biometrics, and stronger cybersecurity. Now, I also believe there's a very hard disconnect among the education and the employment. Industries are changing with the changing technologies or introduction of AI, automation, green technologies, coding, data science, and many more. But the educational institutes are still focusing on making the students prepare for those outdated jobs. Education should be knowledge driven, skill driven, rather than just to be degree driven. Now, as we are moving towards the Viksit Bharat 2047, I believe investing in education should not be a choice, it should be a necessity. At last, I would like to conclude my speech with the golden words of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. Cultivation of the mind is the ultimate goal of human existence. Thank you.